what we're creating now are little pinches of this light coral, which will end up being smaller versions of these green coral with a broad base that they're all attached to. So I'm just taking little pinches and twisting them between my forefinger and thumb. And folding over those loose fibers on the end a little bit, smooth it out. So as you can see, some of these are a little thicker than others. Finger and thumb. And I can certainly leave them pointy as well. And the ones that have more fiber, those are the ones that I'm going back in and giving it a little extra needle felting, not just rolling in my fingers. And then one end, so I'm going to fold over those loose fibers and roll it. Fold over the loose fibers, roll it. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of my coral blend, which has a little bit of red in it, and my pinkier coral for underneath, just to give it a bit more bulk here. And I'm going to curl it up, making a little roll of that coral. Now I'm felting straight down in. I'm not flattening my roll, I'm felting from the top down. I think I'll use my medium needle just to... Okay, now see how I'm switching needles so that I'm not completely flattening. Now I'm rolling a little bit. And I have my small needle, so I'm not ruining the shape, but I am felting the fibers so that they will hold together. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little pinches, I'm going to lay them on the top here, and I'm going to use the small needle to poke those loose fibers of each of these little pinches. Take the loose fibers and poke them in. And remember, my fingers are under there, so I'm staying mindful of that. Take another one, kind of spread them around evenly across the top of my roll. Get off of there, there we go. And we're just attaching these one at a time. pull the loose fibers in and use them to anchor them into the roll of the other coral. And I'm going slow enough that if I do hit my finger, I just feel that I've reached my finger. I'm not hurting myself because I'm going real slow. Then I'm going to roll this around. Oops, this has some blue stuck to it, so I'm going to pull that off of there. Find the gaps in my base here in the roll and fill the gaps. Before I attach this one, I'm going to pull off that plant matter at the top. Looks like I've got a dark fiber on there too. Let's pull that off. Give it another twist. And let's put this one right here. And I think this is going to be the front, so I'm going to put this one, actually there's a pretty big hole right there. Let's fill this hole right there. All right, now that all of those are attached, I'm going to bring this back down here and we're going to roll and felt the edges to smooth those out a little bit. And I'm going to have the darker blend that has more red in it towards the front. So I'm going to spend most of my time smoothing out this front part instead of the back, which will just be used to anchor this down onto the piece. So I like that for the front. And we're going to put this right here. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of my pink blend to use for my anchor to wrap down around the bottom. So I'm using the piece that we just made to create an anchor along the edges, but I'm also going to use a little extra wool to fold around the bottom. Maybe even a little more than that. Okay, and then we're going to pull that off the base. And we're going to turn this all around and bring some of these fibers up into the back. Okay. And I can feel from my felting needle that I'm getting those coral fibers into that base layer. We'll go back onto the front. Clean up those edges just a little bit. There we go. I like that. And I feel like one more little something, maybe some more green right down here just to break up this purple. And I like this smooth green up here. So I'm just going to do a couple more of these little twists. Pull them off your mat, give them a twist. So at this point, you're really just deciding if you're happy with what you've got, if you want to add a little more. I could certainly be done. I just want to break up this purple in the front. And a couple of these put into place right down here. I think are going to do that really nicely. So I'm going to do a couple of different colors. A couple of the darker and a couple of the lighter. And you use your loose fibers to tack it in place, pull it off the base. And one more. use my smaller needle. Okay. Now I could just keep working. For instance, I could take a little pinch of my blue and add a bit more shadow down here in this corner. Come around this coral, come under this brain coral here, and then create a little shadow like that. Pull your loose fibers in. Now what I could do is under that section right here, I could do a little initial. So we'll do that next. I will show you how to sign your work.